Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like, for the record, to address something that one of our colleagues across the aisle was talking about, which was Asian hate in reference to President Trump. President Trump never spoke any language of racism or hate.
What's up, everyone? Coach D speaks here. So we all understand the mental gymnastics that goes with being a MAGA and a Trump Republican. Like the way they try to explain away, his racism, his sexism, his bigotry. Like they'll say, he never said that. And then when you prove to them that he said it, they'll say, well, that's not what he meant. And then when you prove to them that's what he meant, they'll say, well, you didn't understand it. And then if you say, no, I understood it, they'll say, well, it's not even that big of a deal. And then once they say it's not a big deal and you're like, that's kind of a big deal, they'll say, well, what about other people? Other people have said it too. That's what they do. But this right here by Marjorie Taylor Greene is literally the mental gymnastics coming full circle. Like listen to what she has to say and then how she contradicts herself right after that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like, for the record, to address something that one of our colleagues across the aisle was talking about, which was Asian hate in reference to President Trump. President Trump never spoke any language of racism or hate. He did, however, call, and many of us have called the COVID-19 virus the Wuhan flu, the China virus, because we feel it originated from China.
Okay, so understand what was done there. She starts off with, President Trump has never said anything racist or hateful, but we did call it the China virus and the Wuhan flu. So President Trump has never said anything racist or hateful about Asians, and then she proceeds to say racist, hateful things about Asians that President Trump said. And again, she put in there, and many people have, because it's not a big deal, and even if it is, other people have said it as well. The racism and hate has always come from this man. And that's not even, it wasn't even that. Check out this video of him standing in front of a crowd, them egging him on to say something racist, and him thinking, because he's such a narcissist and he feeds off of popularity. He feeds off of crowds cheering his name and being in awe of him, that there is no way for him to stop himself from saying something racist at a podium if a crowd is egging him on to do it. I imagine if you double dog dare Donald Trump to do anything, he would absolutely have to do it. He is a literal kid. So in this next video, he says something that is even more racist and hateful toward the Asian community about COVID-19.
Kung flu, yes. Kung flu.
It's really the cheering for me. It's the, come on, Trump, say it. Say Kung flu for us. Just do it. Come on, you can do it. And he stands there and he's like, you know what? What the hell? Kung flu. And then they cheer him on and he's like, Kung flu. He says it again because he's feeling the energy. It doesn't matter that the energy is racist. It's energy toward him and he absolutely loves it. And not to get away from the racism, but let's not also forget he's also an idiot. Because in that same speech, he said this.
COVID-19, COVID. I say, what's the 19? COVID-19. Some people can't explain what the 19. Give me the COVID-19. I said, that's an odd name.
He was president of the United States when he said this. It's not confusing. No one had a hard time explaining what the 19 stood for because it stood for 2019, the year that it was happening. Wow. But let's get back to the racism and the hate, because Marjorie Taylor Greene said President Trump had never said anything that was racist or hateful. I could go on and on. There was the time when he retweeted a white supremacist saying white power. Let's talk about, for instance, Colin Kaepernick. When Colin Kaepernick kneeled in protest silently just to basically say, hey, police have killed black people, we should pay attention to this, Donald Trump said, get that son of a bitch out of here. He thought that he should lose his job and leave the country for silently protesting the murder of black people in America. But when white supremacists marched in Charlottesville, he said there were very fine people on both sides. You would think he would reserve get those son of a bitches out of here for white supremacists. But no, he reserved that for a black man silently protesting police brutality. But then there was this tweet, right, where he decided to say to congresswomen who happen to not be white that they should go back to their country. Let's look at these tweets. So interesting to see progressive Democrat congresswomen who originally came from countries whose governments are a complete and total catastrophe. The worst, most corrupt and inept anywhere in the world, if they even have a functioning government at all. Now loudly and viciously telling the people of the United States, the greatest and most powerful nation on earth, how our government is to be run. Why don't they go back and help fix the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came? Then come back and show us how. They're from America. They didn't come from another country. They're from right here in America. But of course, Marjorie Taylor Greene says that Trump has never said anything hateful or racist. Trump has said nothing but racist, hateful things because Trump is a racist, hateful person. Period.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.